Hi guys, we're live again with some more news about Dji abandoning professionals or abandoning actually drone users. There have been a lot of messages coming in I've heard of that the new firmware is not bricking but stopping you flying. It's actually doing the geofencing thing now, especially with the especially the spark. That's what happens on live, you just get tongue-tied. I had it all in my head what I'm going to say and you call that fart. Anyway, the Sparks have been released with obviously a firmware update, and there's a news article from dpreview.com, and they're basically saying that a lot of people are complaining about the firmware stopping them flying even in unrestricted areas. It's actually showing it's a restricted area and stuff like that. Come on Dji, what are you doing to our drones? I mean, I'm about to look at the firmware, the next release firmware on my Phantom 4, but I don't want it sticking me so I can't fly in certain areas that I'm allowed to fly in by sticking this geofencing in place. This is ridiculous. Even saying in the article, people that are commercially licensed to fly with the drones are still getting restricted with this stupid firmware you're actually applying to our drones. We pay thousands of pounds, especially the guys that have got Inspires. We spend thousands of pounds on our drones. I mean, I must spend thousands of pounds on my stuff that I buy from Dji. I buy the Osmo. I've got tons of Osmo's gears. I brought massive amounts of batteries for it. I brought a Phantom 4 with 3 batteries. I know it's not many, but 3 batteries. I've got chargers, I've got accessories, I've got loads of stuff. We spend thousands of pounds on our drones from Dji. Stop restricting us on your stupid firmware upgrades. It's causing a lot of problems with us hobbyists, you know. I can understand putting geofencing in place and restrictions and stuff in certain areas like flying over prisons and you know, areas you shouldn't be flying. Stick it there, but don't stick it in everything, you know. Work out, because a lot of the maps we see or I've seen that show fly zone areas you can't fly are wrong. They're incorrect. It's very hit or miss. So we need to be able to control. I mean, we pay thousands of pounds for our drones. We want to be able to fly with our drones safely where we allow to fly. If we're fully qualified pilots and have the full above the law, and we allow the CA permission to say we allow to fly, we should be able to uplift that, turn those off, and leave it to us to safely fly where we need to fly. I can understand doing it for people that are flying stupidly, so maybe stick some software on this to say if you're a new flyer because you just bought your drone and it doesn't show up on your Dji profile, you haven't flown at all, then stick the restrictions on that. And after they've been flying safely without any crashes, because your software will tell where the drone, it has a card inside that saves your log files on. That will tell you if I have a crash or not. It's got a black box inside. So maybe you use that software to analyse whether the person has been flying correctly. If so, after a specific time, when they've come from a learner to a sort of flown for some time, then restrict it off so we can fly well, and we can choose where they fly. We've all got most of us that are flying for some time now do have common sense. We know what areas not to fly. We don't need extra restrictions in place, because if we're going to start restricting this hobby, we'll just find somewhere else, or we'll find another drone that don't have restrictions on it and fly it, because that's what people will do. People will just go away from all these drones that are having restrictions on it, and they'll purchase somewhere else that hasn't any restrictions and fly anything then. Then the government will be moaning, saying more flying, you know, blah blah, won't be Dji, be something else. They'll moan about that, and that's because the government is forcing drone companies like Dji to do this. That's forcing us to change onto other products that may not be as good as Dji stuff are. So I think you need to relook at all this. So yes, put some software in there saying if this person's a new profile, never flown a drone before, doesn't show on the Dji records, because every time I fly, my Dji account reflects how many times I've flown, how long I've flown for, where I flew. You know, it even shows a playback of all of my flights. Use that to analyse how good that pilot is. That pilot's really good, take restrictions off it. Allow him to decide if he's flying safe or not. If the person's a basic user, maybe after so many flights, successful landings, maybe then start saying, you know, he's got to the next level, then we'll take certain restrictions off and sort of slowly come until it's completely off. Maybe stages, not just stick it on there, firmware out, and everybody's done, bricked or not, you know. And I got somebody else who just upgraded their firmware on their Inspire. Now it's coming up with sensor errors and shit like that. Come on, get it sorted, work it out. Rather than just throw your firmware upgrade out, release it gently to certain people. If that's all successful, release it to the next lot of ones. Do it that way around. But sort this geofencing issue out now, because it's ridiculous. I'll point to the article from this one in the bottom description after this video for you guys to have a look and read through it yourself anyway. So again, I want you guys to interact now, right? We're going to do some new stuff. We're going to do quite a bit more now on this channel. I want you guys to interact. I want you thumbs up, thumbs down this video. Tell me whether you like it or not. I want you to comment below, to interact, comment below. I'll read your comments, I'll reply back to them and stuff. Or if there's enough comments on the same sort of questions, I'll do another video and we'll go through that as well. So let's communicate, let's start getting interactive, let's start, you know, getting the word out, because if we don't do it, then obviously no one's going to do it, and then Dji will just keep putting these restrictions on, the government will start doing restrictions. Before you know it, you might as well just give up the hobby. So let's fight back a bit. So again, thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you don't, comments below if you've got any questions and stuff, or your thoughts on this subject. Get writing, get tapping now, alright? So speak to the next one. Cheers!